name, your age. Asia, you're the only one that is coming today.
I'm the only what? Sorry.
You're the only new person coming in today. So in the first time we met last week, everybody introduced
Yes.
themselves. So we're giving you the opportunity to introduce yourself to your name, your age, your school, your class, and something fun about you. Can you see the screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so please go ahead.
Okay, so my name is Asia Abdurrahman, and I'm 16 years old, and we recently moved back to Nigeria, and I attend Glowing Ages Academy. I'm in year 10. Yeah.
Okay, something fun about you. Okay, you recently moved from where?
From Egypt.
Okay, so we're glad to have you here. That's enough fun thing
Yeah.
about you that we would remember. So Miss Peace would share the class recording so that you can easily catch up. Inshallah.
Okay. Sure.
Oh, yeah. So what did we learn last week? What did you learn last week? We need to do a recap now before we move on. Everybody has to tell me what they learned, starting from Yasir. Yasir, what did you learn last week? And did you
I
watch the
learned
video?
about. Yes, I did.
Okay, so what did you learn?
I learned about what the meaning of um, what the meaning of data analytics is,
Hmm.
and my notebook.
Yes, everybody needs to have a notebook, a pen, and then their laptop with internet. Of course, for you to log in, you have internet. Please don't use telephone. You don't use mobile devices. You need to be using laptops. You can share your mobile internet if you don't have internet on your laptop. Okay, Yasir. So what is data science or data analytics? Define any of them or even data.
I'm getting my notebook.
Yasir, I was expecting you to know it up head.
Give me a second.
Abdullah, how are you today?
Good evening, ma. I'm
Good
good.
evening.
How are you?
I'm all right. So what have you learned from last week to date?
I learned how to collect data and organize it.
Okay. Ibrahim Damchida, can you let me know what you've learned? Also, Ibrahim Bagaji, you've not joined. Also, I need to know what you thought about the assignment. Ibrahim Damchida. Ibrahim Damchida, are you there? What did you learn? Ibrahim Damchida, we can't hear you. Ibrahim Damchida, have you learned anything last week? I need everybody to open their mics. I need to see your faces. Everybody. Yes, sir, I can see you. Saleh, open your mic. Yes. Ibrahim, did you learn anything from last week to date? We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Ibrahim, I can see your
Yes,
mouth is okay. What did you learn?
I learned what data is.
What is data?
Data is information that can be in numbers in different forms.
Okay, good. Saleh, what have you learned so far? Stanley, can you show me your notebook?
I've learned how to collect data. Okay. This one is good.
Okay, very good. You learned how to collect data.
And I know how to organize it. Like the homework you gave us about collecting data, I organize it on a table, then
Okay, he has left you. I think there is an internet challenge today.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So we'll just continue. So good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining the second session. Just a recap, we're doing data analytics. We're trying to make sure that you all understand the concept of data and how to analyze it, where we can source it from, and different things around that. Last week, we were able to speak about the process of data analytics, and it has 5 processes. One is collecting the data itself, cleaning and organizing the data, analyzing the data, interpreting the results, and then making decisions. It's a very powerful concept that you use whatever field of study you intend to work in. So during your degree, you would need something like this when you're doing your research, doing your master's, doing your PhD, at work, and even for pleasure. We have looked at very different examples of how this happens. So we have looked at the importance and its impact on the world, and then I gave you an assignment on collecting your friend's favorite YouTuber, and there was a video for you to watch, and I hope everybody has watched it. Habiba and Hawa, we've not received your assignment. You have to submit it before Wednesday. You have to submit it. The deadline is Wednesday. Miss Peace would send a message on that. Asia, same goes to you. You were not here last week, but you have to do the assignment. Attendance is 100% for you to be able to get the certification and get the benefit properly. So today we're going to look at the different types of data. So today would be a lot of practical and a lot of speaking and explaining. Next week, you would have a hands-on session with Mr. Ibrahim. He's on the call as well. I'll get him to introduce himself a bit later before he leaves, and he'll give you a quick introduction of what to expect next week. So for the next 2 weeks, you'll be doing some practical sessions. So we've done our recap. So there are 2 main types of data. Firstly, quantitative data, which is numeric. What is numeric? What do you understand? Numeric is basically numbers, right? And then secondly, I need everybody's mic to be open. This is a 1 hour, 15-minute session. I cannot afford for you to not be showing your mics because I don't know what you're doing. And you have an internet with you here. So for all I know, you could even be just browsing and having fun. Hawa and Habiba, welcome. Hi. But I'm still waiting for your assignment. I hope you send it by Wednesday, okay? Oh, you don't know about the assignment? Ibrahim didn't tell you? Ibrahim, why didn't you tell them about the assignment?
Apparently they've done it.
They've done it? Did you say they've done it?
Yes.
Okay, but they've not submitted. So please submit as soon as possible. So qualitative data is categorical data. So we're going to look at what this means. So when you talk about quantity, quantity is number already. Like how many eggs do you have in a crate? How many tables do you have in a classroom? So quantitative data is data that can be measured and written down, right? This type of data is all about how much or how many of something there is. So if, for example, if you're counting apples, apples, you will say like, I have 5 apples. That is quantity. It's number. Quantity is the number. While if you're measuring how tall you are as well, you would say 158 centimeters or 150 centimeters. So that's also quantitative. That's quantity as well. So basically, it tells you how tall you are using a number. Of course, 5 is a number of the apples and 150 is also a number. So when you're speaking about the number, you're looking at that. So types of quantitative data. So under quantitative, there is discrete data and continuous data. So discrete data, these are whole numbers. You can't have a fraction of something. For example, how many pets do you have? 2 pets. How many people do we have on this call? Can anybody answer that? How many people do we have on this call?
10.
You can type
10.
10. Thank you very much. So can we have 9.5 people on the call?
No.
Impossible, because human beings are not half, similar with animals. So discrete data are numbers that are whole numbers, while continuous numbers are numbers that can have decimal numbers, decimal points. So even age, you can say I am, for example, I can say I'm 20 years, 6 months, right? You can say you're 12 years, 4 months, or 12.4 or something like that. Yes. So how tall are you? You can answer it with 1.57 meters. So before we move out of this slide, I need you to write this. Types of data, quantitative data and qualitative data. Copy this exactly as it is on the screen. So quantitative is number, qualitative is category. Quantity is how much, a lot, number, while quality is quality data. So copy it. Once you're done, let me know. You can do a thumbs up or write in the chat that you're done. Asia, I hope you have a pen and paper.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so write it down.
Yes.
Quick. Quantitative data in bracket numerical, and then qualitative data. These are the types of data. I should be able to ask you in the next class, what are the 2 types of data we have looked at, and you should be able to answer that. Okay? So are we done? Can I move on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I
Yes,
move
you
on?
can. Yes, you can move on. Move
Okay.
on.
Thank you. So under types of quantitative data, you put discrete data and continuous data. So we have 2 types, qualitative and quantitative. For the quantity, which is the numbers, numerical, we have discrete and continuous. For discrete, you put whole numbers. For continuous, you put can have decimal points. You don't need to copy everything here. For quantitative data, we have 2 types, discrete data in bracket, whole numbers, and then continuous data, then you say can have decimal points. So both of them should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0, only numbers around that. Can I move on?
Yes.
Okay, I need to make sure that everybody. Somebody said I submitted the assignment. Please, Hawa and Habiba are saying they've submitted the assignment. Can you check?
Hawa submitted an empty file. She uploaded an empty file. Habiba is yet to upload anything.
Okay. So Hawa, resend it, please. Thank you. Okay, so can we move on?
Yes.
When you mean an empty file, a Word file without any content inside it?
Yes, it cannot even open. There's an upload, but it can't even open.
Okay, so Hawa, save your document again and then upload it, please.
Sorry, I think I missed it up. Habiba uploaded a document we cannot open. Hawa is yet to upload anything.
Okay. Thank you. Can I move on?
Yes. Yes, you
Okay.
can.
All right. So on the other side, the qualitative data is, we said categorical data, right? So it's data that describes quality or characteristics of something, not numbers. So there's no 1, 2, 3, 4 in it. So it's about what kind or which category something belongs to. So let me ask you, the data you collected about your favorite or your friend's favorite YouTuber or your family's favorite, Would you say it's qualitative or quantitative?
Quantitative.
Quantitative?
Yes.
Okay, why do you say that?
Because it's in numbers,
Really?
not in. No, I mean it's qualitative because it's it describes like a person.
It's like a name, right? It's not numbers.
Yes, no
It-
numbers.
Yeah, it's not when you say your favorite YouTuber. Can one be your favorite YouTuber? 1, 2, 3, or 120?
No, no,
Maybe there's a
no.
YouTuber called that, but it's usually something. It's what kind or what category. It's in this case, it's a person, right? So think about your favorite
Yeah.
color. If they ask you to collect data of favorite colors, blue, green, red, and all that, these are qualitative. And if you ask a group of kids, what's your favorite fruit, for example, and they say apple, banana, orange, and things like that, it's also qualitative. So let me ask a question. What about if I tell you to do to collect data of your year of birth? Your year of birth. Yes or not you. Let someone else try. Would you say that's qualitative or quantitative? Your year of birth. Your year of birth.
Quantitative.
Quantitative, quantity. Okay, why is that?
Because it has to do with numbers.
Excellent, because it has to do with numbers. Was that Asia?
Yes.
Okay, well done, Asia. So there are two types of qualitative data. Before I say it, what are the two types of the quantitative data we looked at? Another person, so that everybody is getting engaged. What were the two types of quantitative data we discussed? Sally, your mic is open. Can you tell us?
Discrete data and continuous data.
What's the difference?
The difference is that discrete data talks about numbers and continuous data talks about numbers with decimal points.
Ibrahim Damchida, is he correct or not?
Yes.
Excellent. So there are also two types of qualitative data: nominal data and ordinal data. Can you all say it? Nominal data and ordinal data.
Nominal
data and ordinal
data.
Thank you. So nominal data is the type of data that involves categories that don't have any order. Example, what's your favorite animal? Your answer can be anything: cat, dog, mouse, lion, whatever, fish, anything. While the ordinal data this data involves categories with a specific order or rank. So, for example, how do you feel about your homework? So usually when you ask this kind of questions, there are fixed answers that you have. You're either happy, you don't care, or you're sad, right? Or you're indifferent about it. So there's always order. So it's either like left side, right side, or middle, that kind of thing. It can be more than 3, but usually it's ranked. So let's look at a summary of how they differ. So beyond the qualitative and quantitative, there are other types of data here, but we didn't discuss it in detail, but I'll mention it here and you need to remember it. So quantitative data, because I'm going to send you a group of data for you to categorize as part of your assignment. Quantitative, that is data in numbers, how much or how many. For example, number of apples, how tall you are, your age, and all that. Qualitative data in words or categories, what kinds or which kind. For example, favorite color, favorite fruit, favorite person, favorite YouTuber. Binary data. Binary everybody knows binary, right? Binary in computing term, which numbers are binary numbers?
0 and 1.
Excellent.
1 and 0.
Excellent. So in this case, data has only two possible answers. So yes or no, on or off, 1 or 0. But here we're not saying 1 or 0, so sorry, because 1 or 0 would make it a what? Which of the types of data would it make it if we look at 1 or 0?
Quantitative data.
Quantitative, excellent. So time series data, this is data collected over time showing change. For example, a child's growth over the years when you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, and up to the time you grow, or your monthly savings. How much are you able to save every month? At the end of the year, how much are you able to have? So time series means a build up over time, collecting data, build up over time. Usually it's quantitative, and sometimes you have a mix. It's usually quantity when you're talking about time series. And then geospatial data. This is data about places or locations. So your coordinates, X and Y, the address, you know, whether you're in this place or that place, or the maps, or the map that you have. So I would say we already have definition for qualitative and quantitative. I'm not sure. We didn't write this, the nominal data, right? Did we write the 2 types of qualitative data?
Yes.
You wrote nominal data and ordinal. Qualitative, not quantitative.
Yes.
Everybody has written it?
Well, I
Yes,
did.
sir.
Okay, if you haven't, I'll give you 30 seconds to write it. So types of qualitative data, nominal data and ordinal data. What we had before was quantitative, where we looked at discrete data and continuous, while qualitative is nominal data and ordinal data. So everybody should have it written.
Yes.
Okay, so let's move on. So we need to add just write other types of data: binary data, time series data, and geospatial data. No need to put what it is and the examples. So binary data, time series data, and geospatial data. So we have looked at 5 types of data and looked deeply at the 2 on top, the quantitative and the qualitative. I don't want later on, maybe I give you an exercise or I tell you something and I say, oh, these are geospatial data. And you'll be like, we've not done it. We've only done qualitative and quantitative. Well, that wouldn't be right, would it? Because we have looked at it as well. So have you written? You don't need to write everything on the screen, just the types, the 5 types of data.
Excuse.
Yes, Yasir, you want to say something?
No, I've written it.
Excuse me.
Yes, Sally.
Why did you focus on quantitative data and qualitative data?
Because we're going to be using more of that in this exercise. So this is the foundation and this is what you need to know for now. As we move on later when we're doing the intermediate, we'll look at more details of the data, okay? But it's also important for you to have heard us mention it. So that's why we listed it here, okay? Okay. We're supposed to have a video, but we have missed it. And I need to go to week 3 with you guys because the exercises would include, most of them are in week 3. So data collection. What is data collection? I need somebody to volunteer to read it.
Hi.
Who wants to volunteer? Yasir?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Data collection is the process of gathering information or facts about something you want to study or understand.
Slowly.
Imagine your... Okay. Should I start from the beginning or continue?
Yes, you can start from the beginning.
Data collection is the process of gathering information or facts about something you want to study or understand. Imagine you're doing a science project and you need to find out how long it takes for plants to grow under different conditions like sunlight, water, or temperature. The information you gather, like how much the plants grew each day, is data.
Okay, so let's look at that. We said you need to find out how long it takes for plants to grow under different conditions. What type of data are you looking at based on this 5 types that we discussed? Can you tell me what kind of data you'll be looking at? If you're looking at You're looking at what under the information you gather, like how much plant grew each day is data. So what kind of data is this? Huh?
Time series.
Excellent. Time series. But in terms of qualitative and quantitative, how would you measure growth?
You measure it in you measure it
I'm listening. We didn't hear you.
in qualitative data.
Qualitative. Yes, actually, it depends on what you want to measure. Because if you're measuring, for example, the height of the plant, it would be quantity, right? It would be size.
Yeah.
You'll be measuring the height and things like that. So it really depends on what you're trying to measure. So what are the channels of data collection? So what we have tried in your, okay, let's look at it first, then I'll ask you. So when we talk about channels, we are referring to the different ways or tools we can use. Thank you, Sally, very much for helping me with that. Yasir, for helping me read that. So when we
Okay.
talk about channels, we're referring to the different ways or tools we can use to gather data. Here are some common channels: surveys and questionnaires, interviews, observations, websites and social media, sensors and devices. Which of these methods did we use when we did the first assignment, last week's assignment?
Interviews.
Why do you say that?
Because you're interviewing one another. Like, I'll come and ask you, who's your favorite YouTuber? Then I'll record it.
Okay, excellent. I don't know who was that. I think it was Sally, right?
Yes, it was me.
Okay, thank you, Sally. Next time I'm going to call names so that I can get everybody to interact. So surveys and questionnaires. So this is one of the things that Mr. Ibrahim would show you here. He would show you how to create. If you know how to create a Google form, please let me know on the chat box, or you can speak. We're not much.
Oh, I can.
Yes, sir?
Yes.
Okay, any other person that can create a form using Google
Can.
Forms? Ibrahim?
Yes, I can.
Okay, awesome.
I can create
I
one
also
too.
can.
Okay, Ibrahim, Magaji, and I think I heard Asia as well. Excellent. So interviews, a one-on-one conversation where you ask someone questions. So it can be many things. So for example, you want to know what people think about maybe restaurants in Abuja or parks in Abuja or even schools in Abuja. So you can have your list of questions and you can go and meet different people and be asking them the questions and recording it. You can even do a video or phone recording so that you have the answers, of course, with their permission. So you'll be able to record it and use it later on. Observation, just to mute your mic. Observation,
Okay.
sometimes you can just watch things happening and record what you see. So example, all those things that you see in the biology lab, you know, people doing medicine or all these lab technicians. So or even like when you go to the hospital to do your blood works and all that. So you'll be able to watch what's happening. Websites and social media. So people share tons of information online. It's what's even bringing all this concept of data to become a big thing because of the social media and digitization that we have. Almost every company, every individual is online. Devices, everything is online. Products, services, they're all online. So with all this data of people buying, selling products, you know, people telling about their social life. So it's a great way to collect data, especially when you're studying trends or public opinions. So there's a way you can extract this data. Some of it is free and some of it you need to get permission through the owners, right? You'll be able to download them and you'll be able to analyze them and use them for research. Finally, we have sensors and devices. It's a bit more technical and scientific. So something like even so data is not always text, like we've already seen. Data is also what, apart from text? Can you tell me other forms of data? Should I call names? Ibrahim, you're saying something. What else is data apart from text? Ibrahim,
Numbers.
numbers. No, text, numbers, they're all numbers are text. What
Numbers.
else?
Symbols.
Say that again.
Symbols.
They are also text. It's something you write. I'm talking about something you do not write that is data.
Pictures.
Images, excellent. Pictures, it's also data. So pictures are not text. Voice, what you're hearing me speak about is also data, right? Computers or applications take voices, interprets them, and do things with them. You can use your phone. You can take your phone and talk to it, and it can call somebody to you, or talk to Siri and ask them to do a search and all that. So it's also data that you're inputting to the device, similar to you using the keypad to call a number. So data is not always text. It's different. It has different formats. So with a sensor, you might use tools like thermometers or cameras, like I mentioned, or fitness trackers to collect data about things like temperature, movement, heart rate, and all that. Okay? So take, for example, our Apple Watches. You can put an Apple Watch and it will take the number of calories you have done, you have walked, based on the steps you take and things like that. So that's what we're speaking about, sensors and devices. Do you have any question here, or can we move on?
We can move on.
Okay, I need 2 people to say that, or 3 people.
Can move on.
I'll move on.
Awesome. I'm not so happy that only the boys are talking a lot. I want the girls to be very active, more active than them. So methods of data collection, what we saw was channels of data collection. So don't confuse yourself. Please write it down. Channels of data collection. Channels, we have surveys and questionnaires. We have interviews. We have observation. We have websites and social media. We have sensors. Are you done?
30 more. 30
Hmm?
more seconds. Almost done.
So we're going to look at the methods now.
We can move on now.
Okay, can others confirm? Hawa and Habiba, can you confirm you're done? So I can move on?
We're done.
Awesome. Okay, so methods of data collection. So we have seen the channels, and then for the methods, Hawa or Habiba, I don't know who said we're done, but I want you to read this slide for us, please. Whoever said we're done.
Methods of data collection. Now we all know channels. Here are some methods or ways to actually collect the data. Qualitative data collection. This is more about words, feelings, and descriptions. It helps you understand why and how behind things. For example, you might interview people and write down their stories and particular events. It's more of a subjective and focuses on quality. Qualitative data collection. This involves numbers and measurements. It's about counting and measuring something. For example, measuring how many hours a student spends on homework each week. Is quantitative data. It's more objective and focuses on quality sampling. Sometimes it's impossible to collect data from people, so that we take sample and small representative group to study. For example, instead of asking every student in your school,
you might just say ask 50 students that represent the different grades.
Excellent. So thank you very much. Was that Habiba or Hawa? Was that Habiba or Hawa?
Hawa.
Somebody? Okay, Hawa, thank you for reading it out for us. So we've looked at qualitative, and basically it talks about quality, even from the name, and quantitative talks about quantity. Quantity is commensurate with numbers. Quality is commensurate with words, usually text description. So when you say something is subjective, means if you ask different people, they can bring different answers. So it's just like saying, oh, how do you find the weather? I might say it's a bit chilly. Another person might say it's okay. So another person might say we can have different answers. It depends on what the person thinks. But on qualitative, it's more objective. So it's just like saying, how tall is this house? All you need to do is to measure it. Everybody should be able to have exactly the same number. Or how tall are you? Or what's your weight on the scale? As long as you have the scale to go on it, it will always give you the same number. So if I say, what's your weight, Sally? And he says 30. And then Yasir asks you, what's your scale? Yeah, what's your weight? You still have to say that 30. But when you're speaking about qualitative, it really depends on who you're asking and what they feel about it. So that's basically what it is. And another method of data collection is that when you want to do research or you want to collect data, when I said collect data about your favorite friend's favorite YouTuber, did you ask all the friends or family you have in the world? Did you do that?
No.
Not really.
No.
We limited it to
So
10. Sorry?
Not really.
Yeah, so we limited it to 10. So there is a way scientifically that you can calculate the number of samples. So depending on the total number you have, for example, if it's your school and you have 1,000 people, there is a way you can calculate to find the acceptable sample that you can use within that total number within your school. Similarly, there is a way you can take a sample of Nigeria. Even though we are almost over 250 million, there is a way you can calculate a sample size. And that really is enough because we know we don't have to take everybody all at once. So the importance of data collection is, firstly, it helps us understand things better, because without data, we'll just be guessing. Data actually gives us facts that we can use to make informed decision. So you can, for companies, right? Data would give you how many sales you have been able to make. If you're selling, for example, let's go to Pizza Hut. Let's go to Domino's. Domino's sells ice creams, right? And they sell pizza. So you're able to ask them, how many pizza do you sell in a year? You're able to get this information from them saying it, and then from you also checking their sales invoice, the receipts they give, the number of orders. Most of these things are automated, correct? When you go to buy pizza, they put it in, right? When they're giving you receipts and all that, the amount and whatever, and then you put in your card or give them cash and things like that. They have a machine. So that machine helps them to collect the data that they need. So they will be able to tell you how many pizza or how many ice creams they are able to sell in a year. And within each month, they can also tell you, because as they are collecting the data, they're also picking the dates of the data collection. So in January, they will say, okay, we're able to sell 20. We're able to sell 100. February, March, April, the number reduced because children were back in school, things like that. And then in April, we got this each month. So with that data, they are now able to understand, oh, why is it that we're getting more numbers around December and summertime? That's because most of the time the kids are at home. They indulge, parents indulge them, they allow them to buy all these things. So things like that, then they will now, strategize within the company, within Domino's, and say, okay, so we might need to be able to produce, at least if we're getting like a sale of 100, we should be able to produce like 200, because probably we're not even reaching our limits. Then around December, around school time, we should be able to reduce the number of pizza that we do. and that, would help them manage costs. So if they don't have this data, you understand, they are just like blind, they don't know anything. So they are just going to be working on assumption. But this data in almost every industry now gives you the ability to be able to make decision, to be able to understand what is happening. So look at that, supports decision. So for example, companies can collect data to understand what products people like, not even just what they like, when they buy. You understand? Even when sometimes some companies, when you go, they have, I'm not sure if I've seen it in this country, but you'd see a little board that shows a smiley face, a neutral face, sad face, and they will say, rate us. So if it's a hospital service, like, oh, mute your mic, please. I think that was yesterday. So if it's a hospital you go to, you'll be able to evaluate them. Who's making noise? You'll be able to evaluate their service. So at the end of the day, they will be able to say, oh, okay, our service was this good or this bad, right? Based on the rating of people. So also, it proves or disproves ideas. So if someone says eating chocolates makes you smarter, well, how would you be able to say that? For example, I know that eating chocolate makes me very excited and makes children hyperactive. But how would we be able to support that? We need to be able to do a research. We need to be able to collect data. We need to be able to ask questions, do a sample, make sure we ask parents, we ask teachers, we ask maybe doctors, we ask children themselves, and be able to say, okay, based on all these responses for so many people, this is what we actually think about it. So it also helps you show patterns. Collecting data over time can help us spot trends, like how the weather changes or how people behave, behavior shifts in different seasons and all that. So you can do it for fun. You can do it for serious, whatever you want to do. It's entirely up to you to do that. So this is where we're going to stop. I'm going to stop. Mr. Ibrahim, are you there? Hello, Mr. Ibrahim.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here, ma'am. I'm here, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm going to, I think I need to speak about this data cleaning a little bit. Once I finish data cleaning, I want you to work with them. I'll give you, what you call it? I'll give you, you can now work with them on showing them how to create a Google form and then discuss the kind of practicals we would be doing starting next week, just in very high level, and how they need to get ready. Make sure, for example, all their laptops have Microsoft Excel. Is that okay?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So moving on, do you have any questions about data collection?
No.
Okay. Python will come later, Yasir. No questions about data collection. It was only Yasir that answered. Asia, do you have any questions about data collection?
No.
Okay. So, when you collect the data, right? The data can have different values. Okay, I think this is somewhere you can also show an example. Mr. Ibrahim, would you want us to call you Mr. Ibrahim, or how would you want them to call you? Which one is better for you, Manessa?
Ibrahim is okay, man. Ibrahim is okay.
Okay, because we already have two Ibrahims within the...
Okay. If the other Ibrahim will not have an issue with it, I think you can both call us Ibrahim.
Okay, there's three of you, so you're only Mr. here. Ibrahim Demchide, do you mind? Ibrahim Bagaji, do you mind?
Okay, ma.
Okay, I don't think they will mind. So what is data cleaning? So as you, I need you to open Excel and then work on collecting a random data with some discriminations around the data. Make it a bit inaccurate and then work together with them to clean. Okay? So they understand the concept of data cleaning. Are you with me? Mr. Ibrahim?
Okay, ma.
Okay,
Yes,
while
ma'am.
we're doing this, you can maybe quickly open your Excel and look at that.
Okay. Can I have like 10 minutes? I was using my phone to join the meeting.
Okay, go ahead. You have about 10 minutes because by then I want to stop at 8:30, so
Okay,
you
ma'am.
can have the next 15 minutes with them. Yeah. So what
Let me
is
join with
data
my laptop
cleaning?
so I can show.
Okay. Data cleaning is the process of making sure data is accurate, complete, and formatted correctly before analyzing it. It involves fixing errors, removing duplicates, and organizing information. So clean data is easier to work with and helps ensure that the results of any analysis. Somebody is making noise. That the result of any analysis or decision making are reliable and accurate. So this is a lot of theory. So we'll look at it in practice. So why is data cleaning important? I need someone to volunteer to read this.
I can volunteer. Yeah.
Who's that? No, yes, you've already read. I need someone else.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I volunteer.
Abdullah, okay, go ahead.
Why is data cleaning important?
Can you see it?
No, I can't.
Oh, I thought I could multitask.
It's a little.
Can you
Alright.
see it now?
Yes, I can see it. Accuracy. Clean data helps avoid mistakes and ensures that conclusions or decisions based on the data are correct. Consistency ensures that all data follows the same format, making it easier to understand and compare. Efficiency saves time by reducing the need to correct mistakes later on in the analysis process. Clarity. Clean data is easy to understand and use. Data is organized and correct and easily see patterns and insights, similar to how a well-organized puzzle shows a clear picture.
Are you with me? Hello?
Yes, I just finished reading.
Okay, awesome. So when you say clean data, it needs to be accurate, it needs to be consistent, it needs to be efficient, and it needs to be clear. Basically, that's it. So here are some common data errors. Who can read them for us? Sorry, hold on. Who can read them for us? Ibrahim Magaji. Ibrahim Magaji,
Yes.
read them for us. Common data issues.
What?
Read what's on the screen.
Common data issues.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, errors. Mistakes in data entry. Inaccurate data does not give you a correct real-world picture and cannot help you plan the appropriate response, e.g. typing errors, incorrect values. Should I continue?
Yes.
Duplicates. Duplicates happen when the same information is repeated. For instance, if a student's name appears more than once in a list, it can mess up the data. We need to find and remove these duplicates to make sure each piece of information is unique. Missing data, missing values, or incomplete information. Incomplete data is like a puzzle with missing pieces, and this may lead to inaccuracies in analysis and decision making. Inconsistent formatting. Inconsistent formatting occurs when data elements within a written data sets are not uniform do not follow a consistent format or structure. Data is formatted differently, e.g. data written as 12/31/2024 and 12/31/12/2024. Outliers are the data points that stand out from the rest. Data cleaners from outliers involve identifying and deciding whether to keep or remove these extreme values.
Thank you so much, Ibrahim. So we're instead of dwelling on this, I just need you to write, because I'm doing an exercise with you now. Write these 5 common data issues. 1, typing errors. Write it. Instead of just errors, say typing errors. Number 2, duplicates. Number 3, missing data. Number 4, inconsistent formatting. And then number 5, outliers. So write these 5. No need to put the definition. Write them. Errors, duplicates, typing error, duplicates, missing data, inconsistent formatting, and can you still see it?
Yes.
Okay. Are you done?
Almost.
Are you all done?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. So there are several tools that you can use for data cleaning. So what we used in our assignment was Microsoft Excel. We're going to start with that so that you build it up. We'll either use Power BI or Tableau, right? After we have done the Microsoft Excel. So a program, you all know, most of you know what Excel is. I'm sure you have done it in school. You have used it to create tables, charts, sort them, filter. They have all these functions. You can find and replace things that will help you in fixing errors and all that. So Excel is one tool that can be used for data cleaning. Another one is Google Sheet. It's also like an Excel, but that one is on the cloud. It's free and it's online. It's Google that did it. It's a similar look. The difference is that the Google Sheets allow you to do real-time collaboration. We can have one Excel sheet and all 7 of you from your different locations can be working on the same document. So that's one of the advantage of it. And then it also has add-ons where you can have extra tools that can help with specific data cleaning tasks, right? When you start working with more advanced data, there are other tools that also exist, but for now, the spreadsheets is what we would use. So this is where we'll stop. Let me, Mr. Ibrahim, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready, I'm ready.
Okay. So let me show you an example. Let me give you access. So this is what I was hoping we would do quickly. Whose name is not here on the screen so that I can quickly write your name? I have Habiba, I have Hawa, I have Saleh.
My name is Indra.
Ibrahim. Who? Oh yeah, Jeff. Yes, sir. Who else is their name not here?
Abdullah.
Who? Abdullah, yeah. Abdullah. Did I miss anyone else?
What?
Okay, I'll put myself. So Habiba, I'm going to ask you questions. So take this as some sort of interview, and then I'll record it. Habiba, how old are
Yeah.
you?
13.
13. Uh-huh. How many siblings do you have?
2.
School?
Sprinkle.
What state are you from?
Borno.
Okay. Borno. Ibrahim D. Ibrahim Demchida, how old are you? Ibrahim, we need to be quick.
I'm 14.
14. Number of siblings?
2.
2. School?
Sprinkle.
State?
Borno.
Asia, how old are you?
16.
Sorry, 16. Number of siblings?
5.
School?
Glowing ages.
State?
Kano.
Thank you. So you see, we're already collecting data, right? Habiba, how old are you?
12. 13.
You wrote Habiba twice.
Yes, I know, Miss Spade.
Okay.
I'm 13.
13? Okay, Yasir, how old are you?
10.
10. Siblings?
3.
School?
Hillside.
State?
Kaduna.
Ibrahim M. Ibrahim Magaji,
Yes.
how old are you?
You just put it.
Saleh, how old are you?
13.
Siblings?
3.
School?
Badr.
Did I spell it properly?
Yes.
State?
Borno.
Hawa?
Yes.
How old are you?
13.
Siblings?
2.
State?
Borno.
School?
Sprinkle.
Okay. Abdullah, how old are you?
17.
17, right?
Yes.
Siblings?
7.
School?
Nile University.
State?
Asana.
Okay, I'll just remove myself. Okay. So you see, this is data that we have collected about all of you. And then when you're looking at the concept of cleaning the data, this is what you need to do. Who can identify any inconsistencies here? Based on the inconsistencies we've discussed, we have typing. Hold on, I'm going to do some. Based on typing error, missing data, duplicates, formatting.
There's missing data.
Okay, so where's the missing data?
My name, number 5.
Excellent. Are we all,
and
do we all agree with him? Because there is no data here. So if you have
and
this
there's
kind of data, you need to clean it by identifying these 4 things. How would you be able to identify them? You look at them and you're able to do it because it's small data. But when it gets complicated, you need to use Excel or Google Sheet or other tools to be able to clean it. But here we're just learning the concept. So how many siblings do you have, Yasser?
3.
Good. So can anybody identify any typing? This is where we changed. Any typing error that we found?
Yes.
Okay, which one?
Bruno, you added 2 more O's.
Okay, excellent. So how what should it be?
1 O.
Very good. So we change this. So any other error you found?
Yes,
Yes.
you wrote Kaduna instead of Kaduna.
Kadun, exactly. What type of error is it?
Typing error.
Typing error.
Okay, so any other error? I need the girls to
Yes.
speak. Asia, Hawa,
Format,
Habib, where are you
formatting
guys?
error.
Which one? Formatting. Which one, Abdullah?
The number of siblings.
Okay, which one of them?
For Ibrahim, D, and Yasser. Oh, sorry, and Saleh.
So tell me, what number of siblings is this supposed to be qualitative or quantitative?
This should be quantitative.
Qualitative.
Quality or quantity?
Quantity.
Quantity, correct. Discrete or continuous?
Discrete.
Why?
Because
Can't have
these
2 and a half.
numbers.
Exactly, because it cannot have fractions. People are complete, right? Okay. So, do we have any duplicates? I want
Yes.
one of us to identify that, not you, Yasser. Hawa, Asia, Habiba, identify duplicates for me, please.
You wrote Habiba twice.
I wrote what?
Habiba twice.
Excellent. So what do I need to do?
Need to erase Habiba.
We need to delete it. So I'm going to just
Yeah.
make it very light.
Um,
It's a duplicate. So you see, you've been able to identify. Is there any other thing that I missed? I think there's one thing that nobody found. So in this data, this spring hall was not spelled properly. This is what spring hall is, but because we've already deleted it, so we wouldn't even have that problem. Correct? Correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to stop now. Ibrahim, over to you. Let's go straight to the Google form. Some of them already know how to use it, but for those who don't, listen carefully. Everybody should listen carefully because it's going to consume as part of your assignments. And then he will explain to you the things you need to get ready before you come to the next session. Miss Faith, are you still here? Miss Peace, sorry. Miss Peace, are you still here?
Yes, ma'am, here.
Okay, stay in so that at the end of the class, you'll be able to close the class. Mr. Ibrahim,
Okay,
over to you. We're supposed to finish at 8:45, but we can take an extra 5 minutes. So you have up to 8:50. They need to stop because today is a Sunday. They're going to school, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good
Okay,
evening.
my name is Ibrahim Manasseh, and I have joined you guys from the beginning of your class, and I really enjoyed your class. I don't know if anyone enjoyed your class more than I did, but the basics were quite interesting. And I tell you what, keep on jotting your notes. These basics, you're going to need them for a very, very long time. I have been through this kind of training before, but these basics were so much refreshing. So keep learning them, and there is no amount of repetition that is bad, right? And I'm glad that most of you are already good with already have an idea with on how to create Google Forms. Well, that's very, very good, and you guys have also been taught data collection, right? And so we use Google Forms to collect data. You can actually collect your data directly from your Excel using Microsoft Forms or using other Excel form validation or creating the table and manually entering it, just like we were just shown a moment ago, how you can manually enter. Now, the advantage of using a Google form is whenever the form is filled, it automatically arranges it for you in a tabular form, right? And then you get to do some advanced form validation. Now, to create your forms quickly, I'm very, very sure most of you are conversant with accessing the web, so I'm not going to teach you as if I'm teaching No01 Kids, right? So I believe all of you can type a web address straight up. So if you're familiar with Google, you just type forms here, .google directly.com. That's the website, forms.google.com. It takes you directly to your Google home page. And this you can create with your phone, your tab, or your PC. In case if you forget, you can just go to a new web page and just type Google Forms, but you have to search for it. And I want to be sure most of you are conversant with this. So you can see, this Google Form, we have many online form builders. Google Form is one of them. We have others that are a bit complex. We have, I think we have Kobo Toolbox have their own. We have Honor. We have just a lot of online data online form creators. But for now, we're going to stick with Google Forms. So if you click this, it will take you to the same page we have here, right? This is telling you to try forms for work. Get started. It's going to take me to the same page I have here. So just going to stick to, you can see, it's just asking me a bunch of questions to get me registered, right? But I'm just going to stick with this. Once you are able, you can also type this web address, but I think the one I told you earlier is easier to remember, forms.google.com, and then you're there already. So I won't go through this. And then now it's left for you now to choose whether you want to create a blank form or you want to go with contact information. You know, they have a bunch of templates here. If it actually matches to what you want to do, it's actually a quick guide. They already have some questions there, you know. So for today, I'm going to go with one of these templates. Creating a blank form is the same thing as going with templates. It just gives you some kind of formatting, you know, it's just a bit pre-formatted. So because of time today, I'm going to go with one of these templates and I'm going to click contact information because this is one of your assignments. I will want to leave it with you. And the assignment is actually to collect information about your family members, just like we were taught now. But you're going to collect a Google form. You're going to create a simple Google form that will collect that you share with all of your family members. They must fill it. And the details are not going to be plenty. We're just going to use it for our next class so that we get to understand what we were just taught not long ago. So here you can highlight this and then you can change it to my family. Let's name it my family. Let's just make it a bit fun. Then you can change this. Name, I think name is okay. Or we can, just to make it a bit fun, we can make it surname, you get, and then the kind of response we want. This place is just basically the title of the form. This is the title of the form. If you want to describe the form, you can add to the description here below. If you click on it, you just say, this form is to collect information about my family members. Yeah, or something like that. You can actually have time to write something better. But for now, well, we're just going to stick with this. Remember, we are working with time. So surname, we're going to, the kind of answer we want is a short answer, right? Since it's a name, it's just one line, short answer. And then we need you, that's why you can see required here, right? And then I want to duplicate this. So if you like, you can actually come here and then create another one below, another question below. But I want to duplicate this. So you can come here, you can see this button. It's duplicating. It's going to create a copy. You can see surname here. It's a trick we use so that you, because after surname, you know that the next thing is going to be a first name. First name. So you know that they are similar. The kind of data we'll collect is similar, so I will just duplicate it. And then email, you can see we have email. They've already given us an option, the option of an email. So we're going to leave an email. And then in case, let me remove required, right? Let me uncheck required. You're going to actually do this. I think they're going to be dropping the recording with you so that you can watch through it and then be able to reproduce something similar, right? So I'm going to remove the required so that whether or not you have email, it will allow you still submit the form, right? And so that we get to now see those family members that don't have emails. Now we'll now be talking about missing values. You can see now we are actually experiencing what we've actually been taught. And address, home address, instead we'll talk about country. And then we're going to leave them with a short answer. Let them fill it by themselves and allow them to write it the way they want to write it. Some of them will start with capital letters, some of them will start with small letters, some of them will write it uppercase, or allow them to write it the way they want to write it. So that when we come back, we will now look at it, and then that will be a perfect example of data inconsistency, right? And then I want to duplicate this and then make it state. Then I will duplicate this as well, make it local government area. Yeah, so that we have some kind of, yeah, then phone number, I think that's okay. And apart from, let me shift this, let me take this. So apart from that, okay, let's make this relationship. Is it your father? Is it your mother? You get? No, let me make this a, no, not the checkbox, multiple choice. Yeah, father. Next option, mother, right? Add option, sibling, or let me say brother. And then the last one, sister. I think this is pretty good. So now you can see we have this, and then if you want to add order, you can choose to add order, and then the person will have to, you get. And then let's make this required as well. Let's check phone number. Okay, let's leave phone number because it's possible that some of them don't have phones. So we wouldn't want to make them give us false phone numbers. But local government area will be, all of these ones will be required, an email. So a simple form like this, and then you can collect information from them. Now, how do you send them this form? Let me just use the last 1 minute to show you that you click on publish, to publish this form, and then it gives you some questions here, some options here that anyone with the link should be able to manage. Let's just do that for now. Maybe when we have better time, I'm going to walk you through Google Forms more, in an in-depth way. And then for now, we're going to share this link. Let me see. Yeah, you can see this link, copy respondent link. You can see this place. So click on it, then you copy this link. You can see it. Once you click on this copy, it will already be copied. You can see copy to clipboard. And then as it has been copied now, you can actually go to your WhatsApp or go to send it to them via any channel. Let me send it to Miss Peace. Okay, you cannot see my screen now, right? But that's basically just it.
We can see your screen.
You can see this, my screen?
Yes. We can see Google
Okay.
Chrome, but nothing
So
else.
you can send it to them either via email. Let me use email. Let me send this one to somebody via Gmail. My Gmail is still, I don't want to keep you guys late. This is just so that they have access to the link, but you can actually use your phone to open the link and then allow them fill the form, right? You know how to send emails, right? Let me send it to our instructor. Okay, let me send it to myself. Yeah. Now what I pressed was Control V to paste, right? Because I had already copied. I can clean it and you can right click and then paste. You can see the link. So if I send it now to myself, once I receive this email, I can click on the form and then fill the form. So I will just stop here for today, and don't feel bad if you did not actually get what I explained. You can actually watch the video again, or feel free to ask me a question maybe when we meet next week. But I will need you to try and then create this form, send to your family members to fill so that we can use it to do some practicals next class. Let me know if you have any questions before I hand over to Miss Peace.
No, thank
No
you.
questions? Okay.
No
So you can see.
question.
Okay, I am done, ma.
All right, thank you very much, Coach Manny. I'd usually call you Mr. Ibrahim, but I think I prefer Coach Manny. Thank you very much for your sessions.
Thank you, ma. Thank you, ma.
Since nobody asked any questions, I'm taking that to mean we all understand what we just saw. But if we do not understand over time, I guess we'll get to understand. And like I've been posting, please ask questions. We are here to guide you through these 12 weeks. Ask as many questions as you have. Abdallah, Saleh, Yasir, and Ibrahim, we have received your assignments. Hawa and Habiba, you uploaded assignments, but we cannot open them. We can't access them. Asia, since you just joined in today, I already sent your link to your sister since I don't have your actual phone number. I don't know if you have a phone, but then I will send it again, and then I'll send the recording from the previous class so that you can catch up. And there's also a link to materials, so where you can actually go to see materials for the week. There's a link that I shared last week. I'll share it again so that we can actually refer to. So after today's class, by tomorrow, this time tomorrow, if you go there, you actually see today's recording, assignments, and everything. And when you've done your assignment, upload your assignments using the unique link I sent. That one you don't have to share with anybody. It's unique to you alone. So you just go there and upload your assignments. If you have personal phones, I think the only person's personal number we have right now is Abdallah. If you have personal phones, you can send a message to our official office line. I think you have it, but if you don't have it, I'm just going to share it here real quick. So if you send a message saying, hi, this is Asia, for instance, I'm going to save it so that we'll communicate to you directly instead of going through your parents. Okay, so if you have any questions, please ask so we can wrap up this session quickly. No questions?
No.
All
No
right.
questions.
Nothing. No questions. All right. Thank you all very much. Good night. Hope to see you next session. Please join 5 minutes early. Join 5 minutes early so that if you have network glitches, you will get to find out and rectify it before we actually start. So thank you all for your time. Have a good night.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
I am Indian.